So, introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I'm Parker Schwartz. I am a psychology and political science major, senior here at Winthrop University. I'm 22 years old. I don't know what I'm doing here. Please help.
When did you first hear about Dungeons and Dragons?
The first time I ever heard about Dungeons and Dragons would have to be around high school was when I first started to hear about it. But when I first started when people were first starting to tell me about it, I would say it's probably about my junior year of high school when I attempted to run a small game for a little bit that never worked out.
What is D&D?
So essentially D&D is part of a genre called tabletop RPGs, which are essentially it stands for tabletop role-playing game. D&D by far is the most popular one, and if any of you are familiar with Warhammer 40k, that is another pretty popular one as well. Essentially it is a part of a fantasy genre that has some very extensive lore. One of the most widespread ones as well.
So, you are a dungeon master, correct?
That is correct.
What does that entail?
Essentially, the Dungeon Master is, I like to think of it as not exactly a puppet master, but like a conductor. That the Dungeon Master, they are responsible for essentially writing the story of the game and building up the plot points, the character development arcs, or at least the start of those, and are essentially there to sort of run the game. They play a variety of different characters that are called non-player characters, and essentially they just, like I said, they just run the game.
So you've created a unique, personal world for that you set your D&D campaigns in it. Would you like to explain what that is, your world?
Would I now? So, my world is essentially an alternate Earth setting, a very different kind of beginning to the world and a very different present. It's very hard to explain, but part of the biggest catalyst for making this world was a sort of urban legend with Marie Antoinette, where she essentially all of her hair turned white the day of her execution. And I decided to make that a whole new race in this entire setting, which are essentially called opulents. Opulents are essentially humans, but not in a way, where they have entirely white hair and they have these special abilities that are based off their greatest phobia.
So what made you want to forge your own world? I know there are many pre-made worlds you can set campaigns in. What was your reasoning for wanting to do something unique to yourself?
The biggest part of D&D is that creative element, and I sort of wanted to express some of my creativity with making my own world and building it from the ground up rather than taking a pre-existing world. That doesn't mean I don't have elements from pre-existing settings, but I wanted to create something completely that was my own.
You would consider D&D to be a sort of creative outlet for yourself?
Yes, entirely. It's where I do most of my creative writing. It's where I do character design, voice acting, all of my creative outlets into sort of one hobby or activity.
How important is this outlet to you? What's it mean to have something that you can pour your creativity into?
It's therapeutic in a way. I really, I enjoy the social aspect of D&D as well, hanging out with a few people, a few chaotic people. It's that social aspect. It's you get to interact with people and kind of laugh with them. Laughter is the best medicine, as you know, and getting them to see sort of aspects of your creativity and getting that sort of recognition is also kind of makes me feel good as well.
Last question. Any fun facts you'd like to give us?
I say this not out of ego. I am the best Clash of Clans player at Winthrop University.
Look at this handsome individual. Look at my boy. Here's my boy Parker's first day of school. Oh my god.
Shut up. We'll crash out live.